Federa's out of calling to get you back in Starfleet.
It wasn't my...
It's always someone else's fault. Many things will change soon. I'm relying on you to ensure this mission's success. Make this mission a success, and there may be a promotion in it for you. Commander?
Thank you, sir. I won't let you down.
Enter.
I'm sorry, sir. I received a message to come see you. I can come back later.
Nonsense, we just finished. I'm sure you know Lieutenant Jones.
Yes. We go way back. I've known you since you were knee-high to a triple. Hey, Cal. Sorry about your mom. How's your old man doing?
Still stubborn. Hard-headed.
Sir, I'll see to it. We need to get together. I got some stories for you.
I look forward to that.
Commander Mercer! Calvin, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Sorry there's no one to greet you. My assistant is off helping with the festivities. It's not every day that we celebrate the Federation's most decorated flagship with a week-long Firewatch festival.
Sir, is this about my request to return to active duty? I haven't logged in a single hour in space since the accident. To be honest, I didn't realize how much I'd miss it.
Commander Sid. And Dorian L. Admiral Archer's private stock.
I'm standing in front of Starfleet headquarters, Archer Stadium, where sources confirm that Captain James T. Kirk is expected to speak during tonight's closing ceremonies. This brings to an end a week-long Firewatch festivities celebrated worldwide. I've just been told that the Klingon embassy, just 2 blocks from our current location, has just announced the appointment of Kamarag as their new ambassador. Kamarag is best known for his recent protest and opposition of Federation policy and diplomatic relations.
What do you think of Kirk?
Unconventional, but brilliant in his tactics.
That's a fair summary. I have to admit, years ago at the Academy, you caught my attention. I've watched your career. I'm probably the only council member who's ever read your dissertation on First Contact and the Prime Directive. It showed real insight into the complexities of intercultural exchange.
And a cure for insomnia, I'm sure.
Well, that too, I admit. Starfleet needs people. Someone like you. On its front line, who can foster new relations. Calvin, a recent incident has prompted immediate action. It calls for extreme discretion. In our discussions, your name came to mind. It calls for the kind of free-rein diplomacy you discussed. What is it you called it? An unconventional solution is something that gives everybody what they want? I may have one of those solutions for you, if you're interested, Captain. What I'm about to share is extremely classified, and only shared with those selected for this mission. Before continuing, Calvin, I need to know that you're in.
Admiral, I'm in. I'm all in.
Good man. You turn your attention to the screen. About 6 months ago, deep-range sensors detected a freighter floating at the edge of unexplored space. We dispatched rescue and salvage vessels, but they found no survivors. Only ashes, along with a few personal effects, were incinerated right where they stood. Who or whatever killed them left no traces or a clue as to how it was done.
Could be a new weapon of the Romulan or Klingon empires?
Unknown. The Shimuri apparently travels to a planet in the Ultron system inhabited by a race called the Gimtao. There's no record of the Gimtao in the Federation databases. However, what is of greater interest is the Shimuri's cargo.
What is it?
The crew logged it as canine. However, my science team tells me its properties are similar to dilithium, except 100 times more efficient in managing the antimatter-matter reaction.
Slicker. Faster. More powerful ships.
Exactly. The engineers have dubbed it quantilithium. Early tests have been promising. Now it's time to pull out all the stops. A few days ago, I obtained a Constitution-class vessel and had its dilithium chamber modified to accommodate the quantilithium. And I've staffed it with a hand-picked crew who can be trusted on this critical mission. What I need, Captain, is a list of your negotiating team. I want you to test the new systems, see what they can do. Then go to the Gimtao and come back with a treaty to obtain more quantolithium.
I have a few recommendations already, sir. But wouldn't this be a more appropriate issue for the Bureau of Interplanetary Treaties?
The Council fears this will be bogged down in politics because it falls outside of explored space. There's too much division in the Senate. They're focusing on organizational restructuring. Imagine if this fell into the Klingons or Romulans' hands. Damn it, I didn't join Starfleet so I could improve new uniform designs.
This discovery could shift the balance of power in the galaxy.
At this time, we can't sit back while the Klingons continue to aggressively expand. They're getting uglier as it is.
And if we get in trouble?
This mission is dangerous, Mercer. We don't know anything about this race. You're in an unexplored part of the galaxy, light years from the nearest Federation outpost, on a covert mission to avert potential hostilities. I need someone smart, but off the radar.
Timetable.
You'll have 6 months to complete your mission. The Firewatch festival will be ending tomorrow at noon. You'll leave at 1700 hours. Assemble your team, brief them en route.
Only 6 months, sir? Even at warp 5?
With the new quantolithium drive, we can surpass that. I've been assured by the engineers that they've more than compensated for hull integrity and inertial effects up to 4 times that speed. Computer, display security camera D13. 6 months is the longest I can appropriate this particular vessel, before she becomes overdue for a retrofit. The closing ceremony should help provide a distraction. Bring her back in one piece. I'm not so sure her previous captain is ready to give her up quite yet.
Captain Calvin Mercer, personal log. In temporary command of the USS Enterprise. Having left explored space and piercing the galactic barrier, we have finally reached the planet of Alturon. I'm excited and hesitant stepping back into command, finding myself reading my own dissertation, trying to assure myself that I was the right choice. Earlier, I dispatched a shuttle with a preliminary survey team headed by my first officer. I await their initial reports as to the strange new world, and what new life and civilizations it holds. Commander, security report.
Sensor suites fail to reveal any formal structures on the planet's surface. The surrounding ecosystem contains various flora and fauna, including large carnivores, mostly reptilians, some plant-like. Presently, only one casualty reported from Delta.
Let me guess. Security personnel.
Not one of my men, Captain. A science officer. Ensign Dillard. At this time, the creatures we are hearing are engaging in a lengthy mating ritual. So long as the crew keep their distance, they will not be attacked.
Signs of our Gimtao?
We picked up preliminary humanoid readings, but they were quite far away.
Can you share these coordinates?
Dr. Kinnear established initial contact through shortwave frequency. The Gimtao seem extremely xenophobic. Their Triad Council has agreed to meet at these new coordinates, about 3 clicks from here. It appears quite barren and open.
It's fairly indefensible if negotiations break down. You're the last one, Captain.
Will there be anything else?
Inform Dr. Kinnear I'd like to speak with her. Captain. Hold on. Bernard, did you manage to get this high-space transmission after your father requested? I'd like to know I can count on him should the need arise.
Yes, Captain. And he, of course, gives his best to you and your father.
Captain, I'll be returning to the Enterprise. I got some pressing matters I need to attend to. Dr. Bernays can take it from here.
Doctor!
Dr. Cage. I'd like to have my chief medical officer with me on the duration of this mission.
I understand you're in charge of this particular mission, but I report directly to the Admiral, and he asked for my report as soon as I can get it to him.
First of all, you may have noticed that these stripes make me the highest-ranking officer in this sector of the galaxy. Therefore, I'm in charge. Second of all, regardless of how you feel about this assignment, you will watch your tone with me. Thirdly, your report will take months for it to reach Earth on subspace channels. So by all means, Doctor, go ahead. Take the next shuttle back to the Enterprise and work on your precious report. I'll be sure to write one of my own.
It is hot as heck here. It smells like sulfur pools. There's a devil. This is definitely where he lives.
This is a geologist's dream. I mean, check out this basaltic extrusion formation.
If you say so, sir.
How the heck did I pull off security detail for a rock scientist?
Hey, you're not chewing on any indigenous plant life, are you?
No.
Dr. Kinnear, the captain wishes to hear the report regarding any communications with the Gimtao. As the mission's xenobiologist and xenopsychologist, you must have important information to offer.
Translating their dialect over this planet's constant interference has been sketchy, at best.
Sketchy? I thought you were an expert at this field. It was my understanding that the Admiral had chosen you himself.
What I meant to say is the Gimtao have no sophisticated form of technology in which to communicate with the off-worlders. It's the technology that's sketchy, not my abilities.
Listen. It appears the creatures have abandoned their surface activities.
No doubt the increase in temperatures since the sunrise.
Partly, but I am also sensing an increase in charged ionic pressure.
I've always admired the heightened sensory abilities of the Andorians. I read your personal file, and I understand you are half Aeneer. This gives you an increase in telepathic and telemetric abilities, does it not?
I believe your role in this mission is to study new life forms, Doctor.
Ben, how you holding up?
Ah, this is a lot like Trillion 5. Only cooler. Albright and Banks should be back soon with their report. Hey, did I ever tell you the time that your dad snuck those 2 Orion girls on the Oberon, dressed up as Vulcan ambassadors?
Does that include a story about you and a certain Davina?
He swore he'd never tell anyone that. He must have put the transmorph up to it.
Stories for when we get back to the Enterprise. Right now, I need to speak to Dr. Kinnear. You sure of these coordinates?
Hell of a hike. Why couldn't they give us the proper coordinates to beam directly into their chambers?
In my experience, new races are often understandably cautious on first contact. It's probably a neutral or sacred area reserved for solemn activities.
Thank you, Doctor. So, what might I expect during these trade negotiations? Ben, I'll catch up with you later.
Please, call me Miranda. There are too many doctors.
Pleasantries aside at the moment, what exactly am I up against?
Yes, Captain. It has been quite difficult to determine the full parameters for these negotiations, as we've had no physical contact with the Gimtao.
Doctor, can you tell me anything? Are the Gimtao even humanoid?
Well, initial scans detected only trace biosigns in that area. When we arrived, I sent out multilingual greetings on multiple frequency bands. They did, however, respond to a Caridian subdialect, which happens to be an older variant of...
I respect your expertise in linguistics and alien cultures, but is there anything unusual that I might use to negotiate this treaty?
Captain, this whole planet is unusual. From the few exchanges, they appear to be humanoid. And if they are Caridian descendants, well, then they possibly have evolved brain patterns which could even allow them to communicate telepathically.
Mercer here.
We are picking up increasing numbers of particulates, culminating in the planet's surface.
Their presence within the planet's atmosphere will make it more difficult for communications and transport of rocks.
I would suggest all personnel return to Enterprise immediately.
I'm sending all non-essential personnel back to the ship. Remaining landing parties secure. Maintain yellow alert. Continue to track individual signals as best as you can, should emergency evacuation be necessary. We'll coordinate a rendezvous after the trade talks are completed. Mercer out.
Whoa. Where are you going? I'm just checking out some weird readings. Go back.
Banks here.
You're overdue for your check-in. The captain's not happy. He wants your report.
I'm almost finished. Found some weird energy readings from a geological structure. Found this underground hatch. Definitely worth investigating.
Captain Mercer wants you back immediately. There's an ion storm coming.
It won't take long. I'm almost finished. Banks out.
Banks? Banks! I'm going to kill him.
Captain! The Gimtao Council has just indicated they will grant only one audience.
So you're telling me to be charming and make a compelling case for Starfleet. I'm going into this negotiation blind, Doctor. Have you uncovered any information regarding cultural exchange or precedents to which to work by?
I'm telling you that they're suspicious, so state information plainly. I've cross-referenced the historic traditions of the Caridians just
tell me what you know.
Generations ago, when foreigners sought an alliance with the Caridians, they were required to present the head of their leader as a sign of complete submission. It is, of course, merely symbolic today.
Let's hope it's true here as well.
Ionization of the atmosphere is still interfering with communicators, Captain.
Has Banks checked in yet?
Yes. Lieutenant Commander Jones was finally able to reach him and approved of his request to investigate an underground facility. However, he should have been back by now, so Jones and Dubois have gone to retrieve him, anticipating your request.
Jones let Banks wander off into an unexplored area with only a single security officer.
Actually, I'm not even certain Albright was with him.
Captain, we've been waiting for clearance to leave in that shuttlecraft like I promised.
I'm afraid your report must be delayed again. I don't have a pilot to spare, at least until Albright returns. Besides, Dr. Bernice alone may have more than his hands can handle if any injured begin pouring in. When Albright returns safely, I'll approve your immediate transport. Also, I need that shipment of cargo and the Enterprise has on standby for trade in these negotiations.
Yes, Captain.
sign up for this.
All right. You all right? You okay?
Where's Banks? I followed him across the ridge over there, but something grabbed me and yanked me all the way over here.
There you go. You gonna be able to make it back to the shuttle, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right. Dubois, you and I, we're gonna find Banks.
Yes, sir.
And Albright, have the doc take a look at that leg.
Yes, sir.
Captain, in my experience, negotiations go better with some kind of bargaining tool.
Don't worry, Doc. I got something on my sleeve.
What cargo could possibly be of interest to the Gimtao?
Take a look around this desert, Doctor. Quadrotriticale, of course.
Up to you, sir.
Your security.
Dubois, we need a light.
Thanks.
Banks! Banks!
Over here, sir.
Have you made heads or tails out of this thing, Banks?
First rule, scan first. The tricorder readings on this stuff is way off the charts. Not safe for contact.
I've been dealing with galactic mysteries since you two were in diaper. I'm fine.
These are the coordinates sent by the Triad Council. Thompson, take McCall around that ravine in case we're surprised from behind.
State your purpose.
I represent the United Federation of Planets.
What is Federation?
We seek...
Do you trade with God?
We do not know this.
Missiles armed only for our protection. Do not speak. We will probe your mind.
Man, I am telling you, this Orion girl, she was intoxicating.
Aren't all Orion girls? I mean, have you ever seen an Orion troll?
You know, after 6 months in space, I would drool over a troll.
What was that?
No! My scans are being blocked.
Commander, relax. These negotiations take time. I'm sure the Gimtao have him.
I will never relax. And as far as the Gimtao having the captain of that, I am certain. And precisely what concerns me.
Fascinating.
Get him off me.
Coombs, they're just curious. Don't fight them. Relax, Coombs.
Einstein! No! Captain!
I'm picking up excessive cortical activity, but unusual readings in his metabolism.
Doctors Cage and Bernice.
I'm alright.
Do you read me?
I'm alright. I think. How many days was I gone?
Captain, you were only gone 20, maybe 30 minutes. Sir, Coombs.
The castle must exist on multiple planes to remain undetected.
Captain. Lieutenant Coombs.
It's dead, I know. The Gimtao are fascinating. What seemed like a short time for you was... They're warning me. They wanted me to understand something. Right now, we need to get back to the Enterprise.
Did they agree to the trade?
No, Doctor. For now, at least. Apparently the quantum lithium, or K-Knight, as they call it, is deemed for a more evolved species. They won't even let the Gongdea possess it, who is another race on this planet we don't want to mess with. Apparently it's been causing a civil war that's centuries old. We've been told to move along. I'm assuming Coombs was that threat. Gongdea are not a race we want to be pressed up against.
Captain. It appears our audience has ended.
I got it. I'm good.
Captain!
Is that McCall or Thompson?
Apparently, Captain, it's both.
Find Banks and Albright. I'm calling everyone back to the Enterprise. For now, the Gimtao are unwilling to negotiate for the K-Knight. But I still have a tactic I can explore. They don't belong to us, Ben. I believe we'll make progress, but we must remain patient. Mercer out.
I know that look, Captain. I never did thank you for selecting me for this mission.
This is supposed to be a simple negotiation.
Nothing is ever as simple as it seems, sir. My father always said, command is a selfish mistress. Every invested decision comes with negative consequences. Always be willing to live with your choices.
You know, I still can't get used to you calling me sir. We've known each other since we were kids. Our families are so close, you're practically a sister to me.
My father was your father's captain, and although they became great friends, your father always respected the position. You've been like a brother to me, but now, you're my captain.
And you're making a fine first officer.
Captain! Looks like Albright just checked in. What are your orders, sir?
Have Albright take the rest of you guys back to the Enterprise. I'm not going to risk any more personnel.
No, Captain. I'm staying here. You're going to need my linguistics in case we run into trouble. I just need to get my equipment.
As your security officer, I also must remain with you, Captain. And if the others arrive injured and transporters are non-operational due to this ion activity...
All right. You two stay here. Might as well keep Dr. Bernice as well. Have Albright and Dr. Cage set up a coordinates for the delivery of the Quadritriticale. Once we get Jones, Banks, and Dubois, we'll figure out how to proceed. Somehow we need to negotiate this treaty without injuring the rest of the crew. Thanks.
Captain, I don't believe we're alone. I'll go assist Dr. Kinnear.
Dr. Bernice! Yeah. We need another dose of Triox. We're being watched. Go around your right.
You gotta be fucking kidding me.
Where did Dr. Bernice run off to?
He's retrieving the rest of his medkit supplies.
Godspeed. We have company. That came from the direction of the Gimtao Council. Let's find shelter.
That explosion looked like it happened over by the landing plane.
Wait till the captain sees how much quantum lithium we've gathered.
Whoa, wait. You're right. You go ahead and tell the captain. I'll go back and warn Banks.
Yes, sir.
Sorry to blow off. This has to stay my secret.
Give me a phaser. I know a little about cowboy diplomacy.
Aim for the engines! Phasers on full! Go! Impressive.